You have the power to choose. It's all inside of you. You have the power to choose whether to win or lose. The power to love and forgive and heal through His Son. 'Cause He's giving you the power to overcome.
Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel for our Power to Overcome Empowerment segment. I am Kamitris, Empowerment Consultant, Coach, and Abuse Advocate, and today is part 2 of the warning signs of spiritually abusive leadership. And remember, these topics aren't always easy to talk about. However, we do have to bring awareness to other believers to prevent it from happening to them. And also for those that are in leadership roles, you need to be aware also to make sure that you aren't being an abusive leader yourself. It's because we need to remember that these are God's people, not ours. So in the first video, I did 6 signs. And so in this video, part 2, I will do 6 more signs. So here we go. Number 1, the abusive leader demands to be served instead of serving others. You are subservient to them. You have to do as you are told, or they will dismiss you or talk bad about you to others. So you are subservient to abusive leadership. You are inferior to them. They are superior to you. You are to do as you're told. Like I said, even in part 1, you don't have a brain of your own. You are to do what you are told. You can't ask any questions. You can't think for yourself, so to speak. And if you don't do as you are told, you will be dismissed pretty much, or ostracized, or talked about to others. Number 2, the abusive leader takes credit for your ideas. They strive off of looking good to others and will not acknowledge your contribution. So, like I said, it's all about them. So you could have done something well. You've done something for the ministry, the religious organization, or church, but they're taking all of the credit because they want to look good in front of their peers. They want to look good in front of other ministry gifts. So they will take the credit for your ideas. Number 3, the abusive leader dismisses you when you no longer serve their need. It's all about their need. Your need isn't valid. And it's almost like a narcissistic person, because a narcissistic person it's all about them. They don't care anything about your need. And when they're done with you, they discard you. When they're done with you, they throw you away. And so an abusive leader is very narcissistic in this sense, where they dismiss you once you no longer serve their need. And so, of course, if you're not the yes person, then you're dismissed. Number 4, the abusive leader would dismiss you or treat you badly if they feel you are growing beyond them. They will even stop talking to you and have others not talk to you either. So if they feel like you are growing past them, or you seem to be getting more accolades than them, then they will start to treat you badly. That's signs of an abusive leadership, because a good leader will want you to surpass them. A good mentor or leader will want you to do better than them. They will want you to grow greater than them, or go higher than them. That's what a good leader will want. Number 5, the abusive leader is very charismatic and will convince others to turn on you and defend them when they are questioned for their behavior. So it's hard to, like I said, it's like the narcissistic abuser, or any abuser. Most abusers, well, all abusers are very charismatic. They are very charming. So even in the church and in religious organizations, it's the same. It's no different. They are very charismatic, and so they have influence. So it's easy for them to convince others against you. So if you bring up some sort of accusation against them, or some sort of abusive behavior, because of their charismatic ways, they are able to convince others to believe them over you. And you could be right. It could have happened to you. What they have done is justifiable and verifiable, but because of their influence, they're able to get people to turn against you. very abusive. And last but not least, number 6, the abusive leader has his or her own group or clique called the inner circle, who will praise them and submit to them. These people comply and are afraid to speak up for what is right. If you speak up for what is right, you will be ostracized. They will view those who don't agree with them as enemies. They will silence you amongst other congregants or shame you. So it's always an inner circle, because you need that inner circle. Abusive leaders need that inner circle to co-sign for them. They need that inner circle to validate them, to say no, and they need those yes people. They need those that will submit to their every beck and call, and that will comply. So when somebody speaks up against them, you will be ostracized, and they will even get those people to ostracize you as well. It says they will view those who don't agree with them as enemy. Now you're an enemy. You are seen as the enemy. Anytime you don't comply, anytime you speak up for what's right. That's the thing. You're speaking up for what's right and you get ostracized. You're speaking up for what's right and they turn on you. And so those are the 6 signs for part 2 of spiritually abusive leadership. And as I said, if you have experienced any of these abusive behaviors and it has caused you any sort of mental or emotional trauma or anguish, please seek God and also seek outside counseling and therapy for help on how to get free, get out and get free. You free yourself from it, because these type of behaviors can actually cause long-term traumas. And because I know so many people, and I've heard so many stories of people that have suffered trauma in religious organizations from a young age on up, and where they are still dealing with it now in their 20s or in their 30s, in their 40s and 50s. We love the body of Christ. We love the Church of Jesus Christ. We love the true Church of Jesus Christ. And so, but we want the church to be healthy. In order for the church to be healthy, we must call out these behaviors, especially if they are abusive towards God's people. So that is it for this segment on today. This was part 2 of our bringing awareness to spiritually abusive leadership. I am an abuse advocate, so I talk about abuse across the board. It does not matter what it is. I talk about it across the board. So that is it, and I will see you on the next video. And remember, abuse is not normal. Applied knowledge is power. Therefore, you have the power to choose to overcome. So thank you for subscribing to this YouTube channel. Make sure you push the bell notification for the next upcoming video, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Hi, I am Kamitress, empowerment consultant, coach, and abuse advocate. Did you know that there is a hidden epidemic of child abuse and neglect in the U.S.? Every year, more than 3 million reports of child abuse are made in the United States, losing on average between 4 and 7 children every day. It is a widespread war against our children that we have the power to bring to an end. To do this, we must first increase awareness of the issue itself. In my book, The Power to Overcome, I bring awareness to childhood abuse, the effects of it in teenagers and adults, and guidance on how to overcome it. If you have ever experienced any form of childhood abuse, whether neglect, physical abuse, sexual abuse, exploitation, or emotional abuse, this is the book for you. This book will guide you through the process of identifying your abuse to rediscovering your true identity through choosing to exercise the power within you to heal. So go and get your copy today on Amazon.com. And remember, you have the power to choose to overcome. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel at I Am Kamitress.